Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel The World Coin. On this channel, we explore rare and valuable coins from around the world. Old dollar coins, error coins, and hidden treasures that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you love coin collecting, or want to know the real value of coins you already own, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss an update. Let's get started with today's rare coin. I have 4 videos of one dime, so let's get started. The Roosevelt Dime is an important and often misunderstood coin in United States numismatic history, and although it is sometimes mistakenly called a Washington dime, the correct designation is the Roosevelt Dime, as the dime denomination has featured President Franklin D. Roosevelt since 1946, while George Washington appears on the quarter dollar. The 1966 Roosevelt dime occupies a special place in American coinage because it was produced during a unique transitional era following the removal of silver from circulating dimes in 1965, a period marked by economic pressure, coin shortages, and experimental minting practices that make certain examples especially desirable to collectors today. The obverse of the 1966 dime features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by chief engraver John R. Cynic. Roosevelt's profile is dignified and strong, reflecting his legacy as the president who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. The word liberty appears to the left of the portrait, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is placed vertically to the right. The date 1966 is positioned near the bottom. Notably, there is no mint mark on this coin. During 1965, 1966, and 1967, the United States Mint intentionally removed mint marks from all circulating coins to discourage hoarding during the nationwide coin shortage. As a result, all 1966 dimes were struck without mint marks, regardless of whether they were produced in Philadelphia or Denver. The reverse of the coin displays the Torch of Liberty at the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left symbolizing peace and an oak branch on the right symbolizing strength and endurance. Around the design are the inscriptions United States of America along the top and one dime along the bottom, with the Latin motto E pluribus unum to the right of the torch. This reverse design reinforces American ideals and has remained largely unchanged for decades. From a technical perspective, the 1966 Roosevelt dime was one of the earliest dimes struck in copper-nickel clad composition. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. The coin weighs 2.27 grams and measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter. The edge is reeded. Unlike dimes minted in 1964 and earlier, the 1966 dime contains no silver, marking a fundamental shift in U.S. coinage history. In very fine VF condition, the 1966 dime shows moderate circulation wear but retains strong and recognizable design elements. On the obverse, Roosevelt's hair above the ear and at the temple is worn smooth, but the overall outline of the portrait remains clear. The cheek and jawline show flattening. Liberty is fully readable, though some letters may show light wear. In God We Trust remains legible, and the date 1966 is sharp. On the reverse, the horizontal bands of the torch are worn and may blend together slightly, while the flame and branches remain visible but lack sharp detail. All lettering remains bold and complete. In standard very fine condition, a normal 1966 dime without special characteristics typically trades close to face value, often between 10 cents and $1. Depending on demand, however, this coin becomes significantly more valuable under specific circumstances that collectors actively seek. One of the most important value drivers for the 1966 Roosevelt dime is mint error variety. Doubled die obverse errors, where the lettering "In Liberty" or "In God We Trust" shows visible doubling, can dramatically increase value. Clear doubled dies have sold for hundreds of dollars depending on strength and certification. Doubled die reverse varieties are also known, particularly affecting the torch lettering and design elements. Off-center strikes are another highly collectible category. A 1966 dime struck significantly off-center while still showing a complete date can sell for $100 to $500 depending on how dramatic the error appears. Broad strikes, where the coin was struck without a retaining collar, create an expanded, flattened appearance and can bring strong premiums. Clipped planchette errors, where a curved section of the coin is missing due to a blanking error, are also desirable. Depending on size and eye appeal, clipped 1966 dimes can sell from $75 to $300 or more. Struck-through errors, caused by foreign material between the die and planchette, further add to collectible interest. Another major factor is condition rarity. While millions of 1966 dimes were struck, relatively few survive in pristine mint state condition with full original luster. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services are scarce. Registry set collectors compete aggressively for top-grade examples, and auction records show that high-grade certified 1966 dimes have sold for several $100s. In exceptional top population cases, prices have approached or exceeded the $1,000 level, driven purely by scarcity in elite condition. Surface quality is extremely important. Coins with original, undisturbed surfaces command higher prices than those that have been cleaned or polished. Cleaning permanently damages the metal's surface and significantly reduces value. Even in circulated grades such as very fine, natural toning and original texture are preferred by collectors. Historically, the 1966 Roosevelt Dime represents a critical moment in American monetary history. It reflects the nation's transition away from precious metal coinage and the government's response to economic pressure and hoarding. The absence of a mint mark itself tells a story of national policy and public behavior, making this coin more than just a piece of pocket change. When evaluating a 1966 dime for potential high value, careful inspection is essential. Use magnification to check for doubling in lettering and design elements. Examine the rim and edge for clipping or unusual shapes. Look for strike anomalies and die cracks. Assess overall surface preservation and originality. In conclusion, the 1966 Roosevelt Dime with no mint mark in very fine condition is generally a common coin with modest value above face. However, rare mint errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, and especially high-grade certified mint state examples can elevate its market value into the hundreds and, in rare cases, toward the $1,000 range. The true worth of this coin lies not in its denomination, but in its details, preservation, and verified rarity. Next video. The Roosevelt Dime is often mistakenly referred to as a Washington dime, but in reality the United States dime has featured President Franklin D. Roosevelt since 1946. The 1978 issue represents a mature period in modern clad coinage, long after the transition away from silver in 1965, yet it still holds important collector interest due to condition rarity, minting characteristics, and the possibility of valuable error varieties. Although most 1978 dimes are common in circulated grades, specific examples, particularly those with strong errors or exceptional preservation, can command prices in the hundreds and in rare certified cases even approach the $1,000 range. The obverse of the 1978 dime displays the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek. The word liberty appears to the left of the portrait, while the motto "In God We Trust" is positioned to the lower right. The date 1978 is located near the bottom. When a 1978 dime has no mint mark, it indicates that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as Philadelphia coins during that era typically did not carry a P mint mark for dimes. The absence of a mint mark therefore identifies it as a Philadelphia issue. The reverse features the iconic Torch of Liberty in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. The torch symbolizes freedom, the olive branch peace, and the oak branch strength and endurance. Around the design appear United States of America at the top and one dime at the bottom, with E pluribus unum to the right of the torch. From a technical standpoint, the 1978 Roosevelt dime is composed of copper nickel-clad metal. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The coin weighs 2.27 grams and measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter. The edge is reeded. There is no silver content in this coin, so intrinsic metal value remains minimal. Collector demand determines premium pricing. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes in 1978, making the issue common in circulated grades. However, survival patterns differ dramatically when higher grades are considered. Many coins entered heavy circulation and experienced significant wear, while relatively fewer were preserved in pristine mint state condition. In very fine VF condition, the 1978 dime shows moderate wear but maintains clear major design elements. On the obverse, Roosevelt's hair detail above the ear and at the temple appears flattened. The cheek and jawline show smoothness from circulation. However, Liberty remains fully readable, and In God We Trust is clear and distinct. The date 1978 is sharp and complete. On the reverse, the torch's horizontal bands may show wear and partial blending, and the flame detail is softened. The olive and oak branches remain visible but lack crisp separation. All lettering remains bold and legible. In ordinary very fine condition without errors, a 1978 no-mint mark dime typically trades at face value to slightly above, often between 10 cents and $1 depending on local demand. However, the potential for significant value arises when rare features are present. One of the most important value factors is mint error variety. Double die obverse examples showing visible doubling in Liberty or In God We Trust can command substantial premiums. Strong double dies have sold in the range of $150 to $500 depending on clarity and certification. Double die reverse varieties affecting the torch or lettering also generate collector interest. Off-center strikes are another major collectible category. A 1978 dime struck 10 to 50% off-center while retaining a visible date can sell for $100 to $600 depending on the dramatic nature of the misalignment. Broad strikes, where the coin expands outward due to collar malfunction, can also bring notable premiums. Clipped planchette errors, where a curved portion of the rim is missing due to blanking defects, are desirable and may sell between $75 and $300 depending on size and condition. Struck-through errors caused by foreign material during striking further increase collector appeal. Another key factor is full torch designation in mint state grades. Collectors prize dimes where the horizontal bands of the torch are fully separated and sharply struck. While this characteristic is not applicable in very fine condition due to wear, it becomes extremely important in uncirculated grades. Certified examples graded MS67 or higher with strong strike quality are significantly scarcer. Registry collectors compete for top population coins, and auction records show that high-grade certified 1978 Philadelphia dimes have sold for several $100s, with rare examples approaching or exceeding the $1,000 range when population numbers are extremely limited. Surface preservation strongly influences value. Coins retaining original mint luster and undisturbed surfaces command higher premiums. Cleaning or polishing permanently damages the surface and drastically reduces collector interest. Even in circulated grades, originality matters. Historically, the 1978 Roosevelt dime reflects a stable economic period in the late 1970s United States, representing the established era of clad coinage following the silver removal transition of the mid-1960s. While not rare by mintage, its importance lies in condition scarcity and collectible error varieties. When evaluating a 1978 no-mint mark dime for potential premium value, careful examination is essential. Use magnification to inspect lettering for doubling. Examine the rim for signs of clipping. Check alignment between obverse and reverse. Look for unusual die cracks or raised metal lines. Evaluate overall wear pattern and surface integrity. In summary, the 1978 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark in very fine condition is generally a common coin with modest premium above face value. However, rare mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, and especially high-grade certified mint state examples can elevate its market value into the hundreds and in rare instances toward the $1,000 range. The key difference between ordinary change and a valuable collectible lies in fine details, preservation quality, and verified rarity. Next video. The 1970 Washington 1 dime with the D mint mark is one of the most interesting modern-era United States coins when studied carefully from a collector's perspective. At first glance, it appears to be a simple 10-cent coin used in daily transactions, but when examined in very fine condition and evaluated within the broader history of American coinage, it reveals layers of historical importance, technical detail, and collectible potential that many people underestimate. This coin belongs to the long-running Washington dime series first introduced in 1946 after the retirement of the Mercury dime. The obverse features the dignified left-facing portrait of George Washington, symbolizing leadership and the founding principles of the United States. The portrait was designed by chief engraver John R. Sinek, whose initials, J.S., can be found at the base of the neck truncation. Above Washington's head appears the word Liberty, to the left of the portrait is the national motto In God We Trust, and below is the date 1970. Just to the right of the date is the small but highly significant D Mint mark, identifying that this coin was struck at the Denver branch of the United States Mint. The reverse of the 1970 D dime displays a central torch, a powerful symbol of liberty and enlightenment. The torch is flanked by an olive branch on the left, representing peace, and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing strength and endurance. Around the upper rim of the reverse are the words United States of America, and at the bottom appears the denomination 1 dime. The design is compact yet rich in symbolism, reflecting American ideals in a small metallic format measuring just 17.9 millimeters in diameter and weighing approximately 2.27 grams. The coin features a reeded edge and a clad composition of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition became standard after 1964 when silver was removed from circulating dimes due to rising precious metal prices and economic adjustments. Although the 1970 D dime contains no silver, its numismatic value is determined not by metal content but by condition, rarity in high grades, and the presence of unique minting characteristics. In very fine condition, typically graded between VF20 and VF35, the coin shows moderate but even wear consistent with circulation while retaining strong design detail. On the obverse, Washington's hair above the ear and near the forehead will exhibit flattening, yet individual hair strands remain distinguishable. The cheek and jawline appear smooth from wear but remain clearly outlined. The rim is complete and well defined, separating the lettering from the edge. The inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust remain bold and fully readable. On the reverse, the vertical lines of the torch are visible though softened, and the olive and oak leaves maintain clear outlines despite moderate wear. A very fine example must display balanced wear without major scratches, corrosion, rim damage, or cleaning marks. Surface originality is essential because cleaned or polished coins lose a significant portion of their collector value. The mintage of 1970 D dimes was substantial, as the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions for circulation. However, large mintage numbers do not always translate into abundant high-quality survivors. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, collectors did not aggressively save clad dimes the way they had saved earlier silver issues. Most 1970 D dimes entered heavy circulation through banks, vending machines, and commercial activity. As a result, finding well-preserved examples decades later can be more challenging than expected. In ordinary circulated grades, the coin carries minimal premium over face value. But in attractive very fine condition with clean surfaces and strong eye appeal, collector demand begins to increase. The most significant price increases occur in higher grades and in coins with exceptional strike quality. On the reverse torch, collectors pay close attention to the horizontal and vertical bands. Fully separated torch bands, often designated as full bands, by grading services, dramatically raise value in mint state examples. While very fine coins naturally show wear, those retaining stronger than average torch detail are considered superior for the grade. Strike sharpness overall plays a role, as some 1970 D dimes exhibit softer details due to die wear at the mint. Mint errors and varieties can elevate the 1970 D dime into the category of high-value collectibles. Examples of double die obverse or reverse varieties show visible doubling in lettering or date. Off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, die cracks, and struck-through errors create unique one-of-a-kind pieces sought after by error collectors. Depending on severity and overall preservation, such error coins can reach several $100s. In exceptional certified cases with dramatic visual impact, values may approach or exceed $1,000 at auction. Certification by professional grading services adds credibility and increases market confidence, particularly for higher grade or rare error examples. Market trends show steady demand for Washington dimes because the series represents one of the longest continuous coin designs in American history. Collectors building complete date and mint sets require the 1970 D as an essential component. Registry set competition among advanced collectors has pushed premium prices for top-grade examples. Although very fine pieces typically trade at modest levels compared to mint state coins, they remain an important entry point for collectors who prefer circulated sets with historical character. Surface quality strongly influences value. Natural toning, even wear, and absence of cleaning enhance desirability. Coins stored in original rolls or albums often show better preservation. Improper storage can result in discoloration, corrosion, or environmental damage that lowers value. Therefore, condition preservation is critical when evaluating a 1970D dime's potential market worth. Historically, the 1970D Washington dime represents the continuation of America's transition into clad coinage following the end of circulating silver currency. It reflects a period of economic change and modernization within the U.S. mint system. Despite its modest denomination, the coin carries the enduring image of George Washington and the symbolic torch of liberty, linking it to decades of American monetary tradition. In terms of market value, ordinary circulated examples are inexpensive, but attractive very fine specimens with strong detail can command collector premiums. High-grade mint state examples with full bands have sold for hundreds of dollars, and rare air varieties or exceptionally preserved certified pieces have reached into the $1,000 range under competitive bidding. These price levels demonstrate how condition rarity and specialized characteristics transform a common circulation coin into a sought-after collectible. The 1970 Washington 1 dime with the D Mint mark stands as proof that even small modern coins can hold significant historical and financial interest. Its design symbolism, transitional metal composition, grading sensitivity, strike characteristics, and potential error varieties all contribute to its numismatic importance. In very fine condition it offers solid collectible value, and under the right circumstances it becomes a coin capable of achieving impressive prices within the coin market. Next video. The 1977 Washington 1 dime with no mint mark from the United States of America is a fascinating modern coin that often goes unnoticed in circulation but holds meaningful importance in the history of American coinage. When examined carefully in very fine condition, this small 10-cent piece reveals design depth, historical continuity, and collector potential that can translate into strong market demand under the right circumstances. Although it appears ordinary at first glance, the details, preservation level, and possible rare characteristics can elevate its value significantly. This coin belongs to the long-running Washington dime series introduced in 1946 to honor George Washington, the first President of the United States. The series replaced the Mercury dime and has remained one of the most consistent coin designs in American history. The obverse of the 1977 dime features the left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by chief engraver John R. Cynic. His initials, J.S., appear at the base of Washington's neck. Above the portrait is the inscription Liberty, while the national motto In God We Trust appears to the left of the neck. The date 1977 is displayed at the bottom. Because this coin has no mint mark, it was struck at the Philadelphia facility of the United States Mint. During this era, Philadelphia coins commonly carried no mint mark, making identification straightforward. The reverse design displays a central torch symbolizing liberty and enlightenment. The torch is flanked by an olive branch on the left, representing peace, and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing strength and independence. Around the upper rim appears United States of America, and at the bottom is the denomination 1 dime. The design is compact but powerful, filled with symbolic meaning tied directly to American national identity. The 1977 dime is composed of a clad metal structure introduced after silver was removed from circulating dimes in 1965. It consists of a pure copper core bonded between outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. The coin weighs approximately 2.27 grams and measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter, with a reeded edge. While it contains no precious metal, its collectible value depends on condition, strike quality, rarity in higher grades, and the presence of mint errors or unusual varieties. In very fine condition, typically graded between VF20 and VF35, the coin shows moderate and even wear from circulation while still maintaining strong design detail. On the obverse, Washington's hair above the ear and along the forehead will display noticeable flattening, yet individual hair strands remain visible. The cheek and jawline are smooth but clearly defined. The rim is complete and separates clearly from the lettering, which must remain bold and readable. On the reverse, the vertical lines within the torch are visible though softened from wear. The olive and oak leaves maintain clear outlines, though finer details may show smoothing. Even wear without heavy scratches, corrosion, dents, or cleaning marks is critical for maintaining collector interest. Surface originality greatly impacts value, as cleaned coins lose much of their desirability. The total mintage of the 1977 Philadelphia dime was substantial, as millions were produced for everyday commerce. However, high mintage does not automatically mean abundant collectible examples in attractive condition decades later. During the 1970s, collectors were less focused on preserving clad dimes compared to earlier silver issues. Most coins entered circulation immediately and experienced heavy use. As a result, sharply detailed very fine examples with pleasing surfaces can carry a premium over heavily worn pieces. Strike quality plays a significant role in determining value. On the reverse, collectors pay close attention to the torch bands. Fully separated horizontal and vertical bands are highly desirable in higher mint state grades and can dramatically increase value. While very fine coins naturally show wear, those with sharper than average torch detail are considered superior within their grade category. A strong strike with well-defined lettering and minimal weakness adds to overall appeal. Market value for a standard circulated 1977 dime remains modest. However, very fine examples with strong eye appeal may trade above face value in the collector market. The real value increase occurs in higher mint state grades, particularly those certified by professional grading services. Coins graded Mississippi 65, Mississippi 66, or higher can reach into the hundreds of dollars depending on market demand and registry competition. Exceptional top population pieces have sold for significant premiums at auction due to scarcity in ultra-high grades. Mint errors add another layer of potential value. Some 1977 no-mint mark dimes have been discovered with off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, clipped planchettes, or struck-through errors. These minting anomalies create unique collectible pieces that attract strong bidding. Depending on severity and overall condition, such error coins can reach several $100s. Dramatic or rare error types in high grades may approach or exceed $1,000 in specialized auctions. The historical importance of the 1977 Washington dime lies in its representation of post-silver American coinage. It reflects a period when the nation had fully transitioned to clad composition, yet the design tradition remained unchanged. The enduring portrait of George Washington connects the coin to decades of American monetary history. The torch, olive branch, and oak branch reinforce themes of liberty, peace, and strength that define the nation's values. Condition rarity is the main driver of premium value. Although millions were struck, relatively few survive in pristine or near pristine condition. Storage conditions significantly affect preservation. Coins saved in original bank rolls or coin albums often show better surfaces than those stored loosely. Cleaning, polishing, or improper handling severely reduces numismatic worth. In summary, the 1977 Washington 1 dime with no mint mark represents more than just a common circulation coin. In very fine condition it displays clear design detail and balanced wear that appeals to collectors building date and mint sets. While ordinary examples remain inexpensive, coins with superior strike, strong eye appeal, certified high grades, or rare mint errors can command impressive premiums ranging from hundreds to, in exceptional cases, thousands of dollars. Its design symbolism, historical continuity, and condition sensitivity ensure its place as a respected and collectible piece within the broader landscape of United States coin history. So if you enjoyed this rare coin history video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos about valuable coins from around the world.